I'm down with anything Billy Joel does, even though I think he's an asshole.
Even when he drunkenly drives his car into buildings. Are you down with that?
No, I'm only down with what he does musically, not what he does as a human. He's just a performing monkey. I don't care about him as a human.
Wait, he's an asshole? Really?
Oh, yeah. Billy Joel's a total douche.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
Oh, yeah. He's a dick.
He does go to extremes. This week, I'm the host. I'm Heather, and I'm joined with our lovely Justine and JB, who are going to surprise me and entice me and excite me with whatever disgusting things they have for me this week.
So.
Yeah. So should we start off first by talking about the sickest thing of the week? Does anybody have a sickest thing of the week?
I most certainly do.
Yay.
Yes, I know what this is, and I'm so excited.
Oh my God.
It's really
Without further ado, just JB, go on.
So a friend of mine had a death in the family, and so
already great because I love death.
Yeah, it's all right. It's already a banger.
Yeah.
So there's a death in the family, and she has children, and so they took the children to the viewing, and there's an older kid, and he asked if he could touch the body, and she's
why?
I don't know, because he's a fucking weird kid, I guess.
How old?
It doesn't matter. He's of school age.
I don't think it's that weird.
He's though. He's definitely under. Let's see. He's under 10.
He's under 10. Yeah.
This is a family member.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't think that's weird at all to ask.
So he wants to touch touch the corpse.
So he touches the dead body and he touches her hand or whatever, I guess to see what it's like. And that's all fine. And then he has a little brother who is not of school age yet. He's small.
Oh.
And he asked his big brother if he's allowed to touch the body. And so the big brother says, yeah, you can touch the body. And so the little one, he goes up and slaps the dead body in the face.
Like, why and with how much force?
With about the full force.
Full force.
Yeah, he slaps his dead body. I don't know.
What did the 5 fingers say to the face? Slap.
Yeah. I have no idea why he did this.
I mean, okay, do we know what relation to the boys was this dead person?
I don't think it was any kind of malice on the small child's part towards this person. I think this was just violence.
I disrespect you.
I think this was just young child defiance and violence.
It was one last disrespect. How dare
I just want to smack something.
That's so weird to me. Like this little kid didn't no longer register that once was a person.
Maybe that's it, because afterwards I heard he just kept asking if she was dead.
Oh, maybe he was testing.
Maybe.
Oh, to see if she'd wake up.
Yeah, because he said, "Is she dead? Is she dead? Is she dead?"
That makes a lot of sense.
Did she die?
Kids are so so non-filter. I need to check. I need to see and make sure she's dead. Ugh, sick. Yeah, that is the sickest thing of the week. Can you top that, Justine?
Not really. I mean, I was watching some cyst extraction videos before I came over here.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, just to, get myself in the proper mood.
Yeah.
And it was pretty gross, but I mean, Jen had a way better story.
Yeah, that was...
You don't get gold like that very often.
I mean, also because I was in New York for work all weekend, obviously piles of trash bags everywhere at night. It's gross, but that's kind of whatever.
It's rife for urine and garbage in New York.
Did you see anybody fondling themselves?
No, I saw someone vomiting, but I felt bad because they were clearly
having a bad time.
So I didn't really want to laugh about that.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, New York in the summer is pretty sick, though.
Oh my God.
It's the summer in the city.
It's so bad.
I also went
bad.
to New York this summer, and the whole walking down, and it's just the poof of the pee. Oh yeah, we talked about this last week because the pee smell smells stronger.
Yeah,
in the summertime.
Your nose is working harder.
Summer in the city means cleavage. Anyways, so yeah, sickest thing of the week. I definitely think that's you win, JB. That's disgusting as shit.
Good job. We still haven't come up with anything to award each other with.
Yeah,
that's okay.
That little boy. He's just.
They're just experimenting.
Learning about death.
Yeah. You learn in your own way. Some people are more hands-on learners.
You're not holding your comfort animal, by the way.
I was going to say, you probably want to, knock that microphone around.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see what that sounded like.
Oh, I bet that sounded real good.
Yeah.
Both hands.
I'm sorry.
Jen likes to drum on the table, which I then have to edit out.
Yeah.
I'm very poorly behaved.
We're not in a studio.
I also learn with my hands.
I think even if we were in a studio, it would still be a problem.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything about a studio environment that would
No.
solve that.
We have to put like boxing gloves on our hands.
Wild card. I'm the Charlie Kelly of this operation.
Yeah.
It's okay. Okay, first, I need to put, both of you have comfort animals, and I think it's an elegant solution.
I need it because, I definitely will make noise.
I do need a moment to grab my notebook because I did not put it on the table because I was eating pizza.
That's fine. Go get your notebook. Don't worry about it. We don't have to.
Yeah. So do you want to? Yeah.
It's fine.
The Foley artist is do the paper rustling. Like you got your notebook.
I'm assuming that translated.
Yeah.
We'll find out. All right. So, okay. So does Jen go first then because she won?
Or whatever you want, kid.
I mean, last week we did rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah. I wanted to do some kind of like a thing, like a pick. Okay. So the way I'm going to decide who tells their story first is who ate the most pieces of pizza.
Oh, it was me for sure. I ate 3 pieces of pizza.
Oh, yeah. I
fucked it up.
I had 2 and a breadstick.
Yeah, I had 2 and 1.5 breadstick. All right, JB, you're up.
I go first?
Yeah, so what is what is do you guys have an overarching topic? Do you want to like present your topic to me first?
Can I reveal the topic since you're going first? Our topic, it came to my mind because I saw the most amazing Twitter thread on what Jen is actually going to be talking about. But our topic has to do with space.
The final frontier.
Yes.
I loosely titled this episode, since it's our 9th episode, Deep Space Nine.
Yeah. You know what? This is so exciting because, I get to make so many all right, you know what? I'm just going to go right out and say it. Make it so, number 1.
Why? Don't wait.
All right. That means, JB, I'm so excited. All right. Go ahead.
Oh, good. I hope this.
I know why you picked this because do you know this is a phobia of mine, by the way?
I know you don't like space.
Oh,
yeah.
See, I didn't know that.
She's scared of space. No, Justine picked it.
No way.
Yeah, so she had no idea, I was all on board.
I picked it because what Jen's about to talk about, I actually saw a whole Twitter thread on. In fact, I would bet money that the Virgo upstairs read that Twitter thread and is probably listening to us right now.
Oh, he knows more about this than we could ever even imagine.
Most of my report is basically this Twitter thread.
Good.
I mean, I have some supplemental information, but
it was a great
Twitter thread was...
It was good. It was so good.
It was a podcast episode.
Yeah, it really was.
He's probably going to be up there shaking his head and
Heather, turn on your phone so he can live text us corrections.
All right.
I'm open to that.
Okay. Boyfriend, you hear that?
All right.
Okay.
All right. So now we're going. All right.
She's texting him.
All right.
Now, for the record, I think space is beautiful and vast and as a physical thing and a conceptual thing and a spiritual thing. And the fact that we want to go out and explore it, I think is one of the only redeeming things about our species because we're fucking terrible.
Oh, yeah. And I would venture to say there's not really anything that's gross about space until you put people in it.
Exactly. So it's when you have the practicalities of putting people into space that starts to get kind of nass.
Should we also mention that this is the 50th anniversary of the first man on the moon just happened
sure.
a couple days ago?
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah,
so that's kind of topical.
That's probably has something to do with that person posting to Twitter.
I don't personally mention that at all, so I guess we can. Yeah, that happened.
Oh, and do you have that person's Twitter handle written down?
I do. Yeah.
So.
Well, I have her name. I didn't write her Twitter handle, but we can put that in
yeah.
But I do have her name.
We should probably what's her name?
Her name is Mary Robinette Kowal.
Thank you, Mary.
Kowal for the last name.
Thank you for
if I didn't pronounce it right.
Thank you for inspiring us.
Okay, so yeah, I was drawn to this thread from Justine, and it's she got attention from the New York Times this year about an article she wrote about the male bias in the space program.
Oh yeah,
and I'm not here to talk about gender politics. That's not what this podcast is about. But a response she got was that they didn't know how to let women go into space because they didn't know how to deal with women going to the bathroom.
How to pee and poop?
Yeah.
Or mostly just pee.
Well, I mean, you do both.
Yeah. But with a guy, you can put on like a condom catheter and just whiz in there.
Right. But they didn't really know how to make it work for men either. So it was kind of a piss. It was a piss poor excuse.
Did you do that on purpose?
I did it. That's why I started laughing in the middle of it.
So much toilet humor.
Yeah. So this is going to be all about going to the bathroom in space.
Yeah.
This is how you go to the bathroom in space.
And a space shuttle, really, not like in the vast vacuums of space.
Okay, in the shuttle, or I guess like also
on a moonwalk or something like that.
In the
International Space Station.
The Apollo or the Mercury or the Geminis or any of those.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So as it begins, the first space bathroom exploration. Mm-hmm. When Alan Shepard went into space, it was only supposed to be a 15-minute mission. Mm-hmm. It's just supposed to go up, shoop, down. However, there were delays, and he ended up having to really go to the bathroom the whole time. And like, I guess really had to go to the bathroom. So he had to call mission control to get permission to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Because I guess you can't just, I don't know, there's shit in a spacesuit. And eventually he got permission. He just whizzed himself in the spacesuit.
Yeah.
That was how they dealt with it.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
So they didn't think to like put diapers on them at first, I guess.
They didn't. They didn't factor in the fact that there might have been delays and he might have had to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, I think they assumed that he'd be able to hold it for the amount of time the mission was supposed to take.
Yeah.
So they hadn't yet.
Because he was like sitting on the launch pad or whatever, like for too long. You know, he didn't anticipate.
And you get nervous, you get the nervous peas.
Well, sometimes the freaking plane has to sit on the tarmac for forever, you know.
And you think you're fine?
You can go to, you know, Atlanta. God damn.
So they wanted to come up with a way to harness this pee. And you alluded to this before, actually, with the condom sheath.
Yeah.
So they came up with the condom sheath. And they were having, and they labeled the sizes small, medium, and large. Mm-hmm. And this is something that I found to be extremely amusing.
Yeah.
That they were having problems with, there was like leakage still. Mm-hmm. It turns out that all of the astronauts were choosing large as their size.
Yeah.
It turns out they weren't all larges.
Surprise, surprise. Like,
so they changed the sizes of the condom sheath to be extra large, immense, and unbelievable.
Yeah.
Was that true?
Yeah, because test pilots have like apparently the biggest egos of all time.
But like, was that, I actually couldn't tell from the thread if that was a joke or they really
I really wanted to believe that they needed so much vanity sizing.
That's true. The Virgo told me that's true.
That one of the sizes was unbelievable.
Yeah, unbelievable.
I mean,
large, gigantic, and unbelievable.
At me, bro.
Yes, please add us.
It's fine.
Because I want to know the actual answer to this.
I will do a crying emoji apology. So we kind of have an idea of what they're doing with the pee. So clearly they have to digest all of this delicious astronaut food, which I guess astronauts purposely eat a protein-rich diet so they don't produce a lot of waste, so they don't have to poop a lot. However, they do still have to poop. For the Mercury and Gemini missions, they taped a bag to their asses to poop.
Oh no.
And, you know, they held some of the poop, but it didn't hold all of the poop in. There were definitely like stray poops, like very, if you guys are familiar with The Simpsons, and if you're listening, I hope you are, like Homer in space with like the potato chips floating around. There'd be poops that got, but they probably didn't eat the poops.
Oh God, I hope not.
I'm sorry. The NASA astronauts are not corpophiliacs. That was all in me. That wasn't them. So come Apollo, they're still pooping into the butt bag, but they came a little bit further along with the pee. They had the condom like pee valve attached to a valve that, depending on the timing, could have their pee sucked out into space.
That sounds like fun.
And, well, yeah,
that happened on Apollo 13.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember when they put it out and he was like, it was this Tom Hanks is like, oh, it's like the golden arches or something.
Like, but you had to kind of time it right, because if you opened the valve too soon, your pee like went flying off into like the cabin, so you had pee particles floating around. Nasty.
That's what's so gross about space travel. Okay, like my big deal with space travel, the reason why I hate it so bad is because like the thought of dying in the vacuum of space is just like so horrendous. That's why I've never seen the movie Gravity and all that stuff. But the whole idea that there's like poop and pee particles just flying around like in your eyeballs, like in the cabin is, it's like so nasty. It's a whole nother part of it that just makes me an absolute no. You know, it's a no from me,
You're
dog.
not going to go to space?
Hard no.
It's a hard no from me,
Space
dog.
is a hard no?
Mm-hmm.
All right, fair enough. Oh, but you were talking about like when Tom Hanks was talking about releasing the pee, the golden arches. So from what I've read and what Miss Kowal mentions and a few other people is that it's very beautiful when they release pee into space.
Yeah.
That it's like, it sparkles.
Because it like catches the sun that's just like right there.
And now there have been instances where they've dumped like a big load of pee, like 150 pounds of pee out into space. And people who were stargazing thought there was some like crazy space shit happening. And they were like, oh, well. But it was just astronaut pee.
Just urine.
It was just astronaut pee.
Yeah. That's disgusting. I mean, pee is okay because it's sterile, but like the smell of pee and like really old bad. Pee is like, ugh, it's
I imagine
so
they're
bad.
not staying very well hydrated either.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about the hydration. Honestly, I imagine you have to stay very well hydrated in space. You know, you have to be healthy while you're up there.
That's true. You have to be in peak physical condition, right?
Exactly.
I stand corrected.
So did they ever, was there further refinement?
Yes. Yes. We got so much further along. Just so you know, in the early days, the first person to pee on the moon was not Neil Armstrong. It was Buzz Aldrin.
Way to go, Buzz.
I think I did know this. Did he pee in like a little like bag?
Yeah, he just peed in a bag in his suit.
Yeah.
So about a decade later, NASA finally decides to send a woman into space. So they know that they have to up their pee game.
Yeah.
Their pee and poop game. So they come up with the maximum absorbency garments.
Diapers,
which these are the same diapers that young lady who was involved in the romantic triangle back in 2004 wore.
Oh, that poor lady.
When she drove to Texas because she was in love.
There was an astronaut love triangle. Yeah.
And those were official astronaut diapers she was wearing.
Yeah. She had to drive so long.
900 something miles.
She didn't have to.
She had to.
Love made her.
I don't think she had to.
Justine, you've never been in love if you haven't driven 900 miles wearing an astronaut diaper.
She was in love.
I feel sorry for you. We've all been there.
I'm just glad nobody got murdered. Like,
well, yeah, and she didn't really have that good of murder weapons. What, she have like a dull knife and a BB gun?
Yeah, like I don't think she didn't end up like doing any actual harm. But yeah, that was just like a ridiculous scandal. That was so fun. It was so much fun.
So this mega diaper, it sounds kind of like maybe an elegant solution.
It's like a Depend, an adult diaper.
I did download some pictures. I'm going to send them. We'll put them on the website or the Instagram. But it looks like it depends.
But it seems like potentially less messy than.
Oh yeah, so definitely. And the men actually switched to it too because there was less risk of floating pee. It was,
really? They're like, I'd rather just piss in the diaper?
Yeah, they'd rather the men.
So basically, this whole time they thought that they couldn't come up with a solution for a woman when if they had just solved for women in the first place.
They would have solved for everybody.
Yeah.
Imagine that. I wonder, there's a lot of advertisements for adult diapers in my Martha Stewart living. I wonder if it's similar.
Look, when I get to the point where I need adult diapers, I want them to be astronaut grade.
Yeah.
I want to be able to drive 900 miles.
Yeah.
High quality.
Why would I settle for anything less?
Exactly.
You don't want leaks.
I don't want leaks.
You want adult Huggies.
I don't want rashes. I want the moisture to be wicked away.
Yeah, you don't want any diaper burn.
Ugh, no.
Anti-monkey butt.
Put that monkey butt cream on it.
Yeah.
But now we're getting to the development of the zero-G toilet.
Oh, like from Big Bang Theory.
I guess. I'm
watched that?
I'm not familiar with your pop cultural references.
I've watched enough because it's in syndication a lot, but I guess there's the one guy goes up into space, Howard, and he builds because he makes like an astronaut toilet.
So two things before I get into the toilet, just little side notes on the effects of gravity on going to the bathroom.
Yeah.
One, the urge to pee is very much influenced by the pull of gravity.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm guessing it's the pulling down on your bladder. I don't know.
That makes sense. The feeling of heaviness.
Yes. So in a zero gravity or a low gravity environment, you generally don't feel like you have to pee.
Oh.
So they tend to schedule their pees.
Oh, it's like
They're
time
like,
to
I know
drain the
that
lizard.
I'll have to pee at this certain time, but I don't actually have to pee, but I do. And another thing,
One-eyed trouser snake.
the effect of gravity is that your poop doesn't break off on its own.
No.
So you have
I know
to,
where this is going.
Yeah, you have to put on your like little gloves or little finger condoms and get back there and pinch off your loaf.
You have to grab your
You gotta grab your own turd.
You have to grab your poop out of your butt.
I guess you could like pinch your turd. You don't have to like grab
You do really want to go to space that bad to grab your turds out of your ass.
I now also no longer would like to go into
space is a hard no, dog.
Yep. Is this sick enough for you yet? This is sick. I don't want to grab my turds with my hand. Like,
I have some more details. There's only one more thing that I think is really, really disgusting.
Is this informative and sick enough for you, audience?
Do you just grab your own turds? That's what I'm going to say if I ever meet an astronaut.
I won't go into space until there's a space bidet, and that is final.
How's it going to spray out?
They will figure it out, and that I will not go into space a second earlier.
Do you hear that, NASA? Heather will not go into space.
Bidet.
Space bidet.
Get on it.
Okay, so on the 0G toilet, you pee into a funnel, a bag, and then there's a fan for suction.
It just sucks the piss right out of your dick.
Sucks the piss right out of you.
Or right out of your puss.
But you do get the poop in a toilet, so that's a pro, right?
Yeah.
You still have to break it off with your hands?
Yeah.
So when you poop, so then what's the point of the fucking toilet?
Because you put your poop in there instead of like having a bag strapped to your ass.
Okay, so there's this suction where you turn the suction on, you pull the poop out of your butt, break it off, and then you just throw it in the hole, and it's like, it just sucks your poop up.
Yeah, and then like whenever when the toilet starts to get too full, you gotta like put on your gloves and like push down all the shit bags.
No, gross.
Oh, I actually have to backtrack a minute.
Also, there's poo particles just flying everywhere.
As we learned from the toilet flume episode.
It's a toilet plume. Episode 1.
Episode 1. But I guess before the 0G toilet was a thing, when you were still just like pinching off your poop and putting it in a bag, you had to have some chemical that you had to squish into your poop so that the gas didn't build up in it and make it explode.
Oh, yeah.
Which is very similar to our exploding caskets episode.
Yeah, methane.
Yeah,
poop,
with the
poop.
gas exploding chemicals.
Oh, yeah.
So that was pretty gross. You would have to mush in your poops into bags.
Yeah.
Put on your little stickies.
Oh my God. Stick. Is there like a special like scientific instrument, like an inanimate carbon rod that you can use to like stuff the poop down in the toilet?
No, you put on a glove.
Use your hand.
Yeah. You put on a glove and put on your hand.
You think they could have invented a poop smushing stick for that?
Well, I think like the space stations are all about efficiency, and if a job can be done with a hand, why are they going to have a tool?
JB, in rod we trust. Just get the stuffing rod.
I mean, I'm not personally in charge of this. So if you go to space, I don't mind if you use a rod to poke your poop, but I'm just saying it may not be there.
Oh, God. It has to stink so bad up there.
I don't know what the smell is like.
I wonder if they use air fresheners up there.
No, probably not.
They don't do Glade plugins?
No, they probably don't do Glade plugins.
Plug it in.
Fucking turd. Oh my God.
Oh, so stinkums.
But I guess like the way you have to poop on the space toilet is it has to be very exact. You have to like poop in the exact same spot. And they have
to line your butthole.
Mm-hmm. And they have to do trainings whenever they're doing their space training.
They have to train how to.
Yes. And they're like in their space trainings, they have the space toilet, like a model of the space toilet, or maybe it's not a model, maybe it's an actual space toilet, but they have a camera on the bottom. Like they don't actually poop while they're doing the trainings, but like they have the camera that watches to make sure they're aimed right.
Wait. So it's aimed
like
on their bare ass or their
laser aimed
ass
on their chocolate starfish.
I did not look to see if they were looking at actual buttholes or just like where their butt was positioned on the toilet. I'm sorry that I lapsed in my research.
It's okay. No, it's okay. Because I like to ask like the real like in-depth questions.
I know.
Wow.
I assume that they're not doing their training exercises naked.
I mean,
But they may have made them get naked for it, so it'd be more efficient in like real life scenarios.
they really need to like pinpoint where.
Maybe Brock knows. Maybe he knows if there's naked space butts at
Naked
training
space butts?
when they're practicing pooping.
Oh, I could ask him.
It's okay.
Yeah, I don't
pretty in-depth.
actually need to know the answer to that, I
Okay.
guess.
I
Yeah.
mean, the fact that there's a camera in the training toilet was fun enough for me. So that's mostly how you poop in space. Do you guys have any more poop questions?
I don't want to go to space anymore.
I know that something to add. I know that the astronauts eat a low residue diet in order to like not have like Pizza Hut shits. Like they're not going to have a hot and ready or whatever.
No, they're keeping it pretty.
Yeah, they keep low residue poopies. So that way it's not a bunch of greasy shits everywhere, and they poop like less. I guess they try to poop less and less messy poops.
I can't remember the name of the astronaut. I think I do have his name written down somewhere.
Is it Mike Mullane?
No, it was
that guy seems like a freak.
But it was one guy who spent like a whole year in space, and he pooped 180 pounds of poop.
Oh, up on the space station. Yeah.
Over how?
Over
How
a
long?
year. He spent 1 year in space.
Pooped 180 pounds. Wow.
Did you know when you smell like feces and poop smells, like that's basically like tiny like aerosolized particles of the poop like going into your nose?
Yep, I think about that anytime I smell literally anything.
Dude, like, that poop is getting in my nose.
So like I just thinking about this dude like up in the space station, just like inhaling him and his friends' like farts like for a whole year. Just like him and Yuri just chilling at just like smelling each other's farts.
What doesn't kill you?
Yeah. So would you guys go to space? I say no.
I would go to space.
Not anymore.
You would go to space.
Yeah, I would go to space. This doesn't scare me off.
Why you say no, Justine?
Because I don't want to touch my own poop.
Oh, is this the thing that broke you?
Yes.
No way.
Yep.
So before this, you would have gone to space?
Yes.
Wow. Good
Yep.
job, JB, then.
Yeah, you broke
did.
I mean, I don't think I'm the physical specimen they're choosing to go to space, but
Me neither.
but if they need me to serve my world,
Yeah.
I will
your
go.
home planet.
Yeah.
If you want to like, don't want to be stuck here with Wall-E on the planet that got destroyed.
I mean, if I can get a chance to get off of here, I assure you I will take it.
Yeah.
This planet sucks.
No, I'm just gonna stay here and boil alive.
Yeah,
It's
I'll
fine.
stay here and boil
Too
alive.
hot.
There's
Fine.
still way more stuff here to do than on Mars. Mars is very boring.
I really have gotten into meditation. I think Mars will be good for me.
You would get lonely after a while.
I would just get a soccer ball and it would be my friend.
You just go hang out with the Curiosity rover. It'll be fine.
Yeah, the dead Curiosity rover.
Yeah.
How sad. Singing happy birthday every year. Kicking in stupid reflectors.
I don't think Curiosity's dead.
It stopped like one of the ones stopped like giving signals, and
Yeah,
it was
but I
like
think it was like a really old one. Someone, Spacey, please add us.
Yeah, Brock told me about this the other day, and he was just like, everybody's getting all sentimental about this Curiosity rover that's dying, and like they never actually give a shit about the space program any other time, except when they anthropomorphize some weird robot.
And I bet he said it exactly like that.
Yeah.
All right. Wait, so is that?
Yeah, I just had a little like tidbits, but I'm good.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right.
I filtered most of them in with the
Maybe
presentation.
Maybe we can put the tidbits up on
Yeah,
our
put a little couple space
on
facts
our
up.
medias.
If you want
Yeah.
to check us out on social media.
Social media.
And at
All right. So, Justine, what do you think that is so disgusting about space that could possibly be sicker than that? Than what JB just said?
well,
What is da 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 da?
you actually mentioned before something that you absolutely hate, and it turns out I will be discussing that.
Ah, shit. Self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah, so I don't know how I keep doing it, but I keep picking topics that you hate.
Am I that easily to read?
No, you're not.
No, 'cause she doesn't even know that you hate these things.
I pick these topics thinking they'll be interesting, and then
Yeah.
I find out when
I
we
just
start
know that you
recording,
hate them, and I silently
she-
encourages her.
Fuck off.
It's Jen's fault. It's Jen's
I don't
fault.
come up with the ideas. I just don't discourage them.
I signed up for this.
You did sign up for this.
So I will be talking about what happens to our bodies in outer space.
Oh no! Wow.
Sorry.
So you're gonna talk about like whenever like
Yup.
okay, I need another beer for this. Can I
I'm
get
getting
another
fucked
beer?
by an alien.
Pause.
All right. Now that we are refreshed.
Yes, we've all popped some beers.
Pop some tops. All right.
The fuck am I
I'm
even talking
drinking
about?
White Claw. Thank you very much.
Because you're so basic white bitch with your White Claw.
I'm drinking.
There's no law when you're drinking Claw.
I'm also drinking Angry Orchard, which is also basic as hell.
I'm drinking Cigar City After Sesh because I really love those.
What is the Cigar City?
I mean, it's from Tampa, Florida.
Oh, tampon
It's basically along the same lines as a Dogfish Head Sequench or a 6 Point Jammer. They're all like very similar, salty, limey, sour-ish.
Yeah.
I just really like them for summer. Anyway.
They're good salty boys.
Salty boys. The Dead Sea, saltiest place on earth, secondary to your ass. Sorry, that's one of my favorite memes.
Okay. So, are you ready for this, Heather?
Out with it.
Okay. So, what happens to your body in outer space?
Not good things, Bob.
Yes, we take a lot of things granted for here, like on Earth, like gravity, the atmosphere. And so I was wondering what happens when we don't have those things because we didn't evolve to be out in a vacuum.
Yeah.
So I kind of like looked into this in two directions. One, what happens if you're floating around in a vacuum, and the other just generally kind of like, excuse me while I burp, what Jen talked about, what happens in the spaceship, because gross stuff still happens when you're in a pressurized.
So what's the difference? Like, okay, when you're in a vacuum,
like, I mean, floating around in space. Like, let's say you got sucked out of the airlock.
That's like my least favorite. That's like my fear. Like,
okay, we're gonna face your fears.
Clutch your animal.
So first, this might actually make you feel better. Only 3 people have ever actually died while in outer space.
Oh yeah.
And they were not sucked into the vacuum.
Do you know my fear all started? It started with that movie Mission to Mars with like Gary Sinise. And, like,
I saw that.
Yeah, do you remember the one guy gets like sucked into that vortex and like all his like arms and legs and shit gets ripped off his heart, ripped off his body? That was sick, and that traumatized me, and that's where like my whole space phobia began.
Well, actually, maybe some of what I talk about will help your space phobia a little bit because there's a lot of rumors and myths.
Oh yeah,
yes,
I love busting myths.
Yeah. So anyway, while many people have died in pursuit of outer space travel and research, only 3 have actually died in outer space. And so a lot of the research that has been done in this area used animals like chimps and dogs, which is super sad. So I just wanted to acknowledge that because so a lot of what I'm going to talk about, we know because of this research that was done on animals.
Dead doggos.
Yeah, that's sad.
And apos.
And abos.
So here's
like mice and shit and all kinds of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Hamsters and rabbits and whatnots.
So
buns.
Here's what doesn't happen. You don't explode.
Mm-hmm.
Your blood doesn't boil.
Mm-hmm.
You don't immediately turn into a popsicle. And you don't die instantly.
Like if you're sucked out the hole.
Correct.
Okay.
So here, you don't have long to live either, but so here's what does happen.
You're definitely not long for this world. Or this outer world.
Oh, or this galaxy. Anyway. All right. So first, nitrogen in your bloodstream near your skin's surface will start to gather into little bubbles. And as the bubbles expand, your body will expand to about twice its size, a process called abuelism. I put the pronunciation there.
Abuelism.
Yeah, which you may have heard of. So because your skin is such a stretchy organ, you won't explode.
Is this sort of like when you go under a sea and it's like the bends?
No. That's different.
Okay.
So this is like you're expanding like a balloon animal.
God.
But because your skin is so strong, you don't explode. You just look like a balloon animal, and it feels terrible. Apparently, it's this is not a comfy situation.
Oh, I'm very surprised to hear that that's not comfortable.
Yeah, this isn't something you want to have happen to you.
Listen, this is how you get max gains. No pain, no gain.
Max gains, bro.
Just go and smash my claw.
Just go in a vacuum. It's fine. The expanding starts at your hands and feet, and then moves in towards the rest of your body. And so it can cause really bad tissue damage if it's not taken care of quickly, and it can eventually cause death. Usually by embolism, but it's probably not what will kill you in outer space.
And you know what an embolism is?
Yes, it's where the blood clot in the
There's two different types.
Okay.
There's basically, a clot embolism or an air embolism, which is probably if there's the nitrogen
probably
bubbles.
an air embolism thing,
it's basically like a big bubble of air like goes into your heart. And
right.
Your heart don't like that.
Yeah, I think you're right. That is a sort of embolism that would kill you.
And then it'll go into your lungs. You'll get this like bubble of air that'll just like, burst inside like your vessels in your lungs and burst all your alveoli.
Given everything else that's happening to your body as it's being sucked into outer space, that probably wouldn't happen before other things killed you.
That would have been a mercy.
So as for freezing, your skin will freeze, but you won't actually freeze to death right away because we radiate heat as humans. And since you're in a vacuum, I'm maybe not going to explain this super well because I did not write down a lot of notes. That was the Bloody Mary I was drinking while I was doing this research. But because you're in a vacuum, there's nothing carrying the heat away from your body like on Earth. So it'll actually take a while for your body to lose enough heat to experience hypothermia.
So you're like a hot pocket?
Well, it's because of how big, like your total body mass. It would just take a while. You're not like a hot pocket. No. It's more like you're cold on the outside and still warm on the inside. So it's like a reverse hot pocket.
You have reverse. Okay. Yeah. Put this into terms I can understand. Put them into hot pocket analogies.
Okay. Then it's like what do you call those breaded mushrooms where they're always like a bajillion degrees on the inside. Why do mushrooms hold so much heat?
Why are they so hot?
I don't eat mushrooms. So
there's something about the composition of the fungus that like holds the heat.
Oh, it gets hotter than the devil's dick, man.
Hotter than the devil's dick. They really are.
Well, okay.
That's what they are. You
take your word for it.
Yeah.
So, while your blood won't technically boil, any bodily fluids exposed to the vacuum like saliva or sweat will start to boil at body temperature.
Ugh.
And that just means that the liquid's bubbling away into gas. So it doesn't scald or burn you.
Just
like we think of boiling.
Evaporates off you?
Right, because you're in a vacuum. So it's going to boil at a much lower. It boils at your body temperature. But that's only liquids on the outside of your body. So inside your body, that's not happening. And then meanwhile, obviously, there's no oxygen to breathe. So the first thing is don't hold your breath, because if you do that, your lungs will rupture.
Oh.
The loss of external pressure causes all of the gases in your body to rush outward.
Keep breathing normal.
So just keep your mouth open.
Easy to do whenever you've just been thrust into space.
So as all of the gases in your body rush outward, this includes the air that's in your intestines. So you will uncontrollably poop yourself.
Oh, that's always great.
And then after about 15 seconds, the lack of oxygen will cause your brain to go into emergency shutdown mode and you lose consciousness, but you're not dead yet.
Oh.
If you get rescued and pulled back into the airlock within about a minute, you'll survive and recover. But you'll have a bad sunburn, frozen skin, and a bad case of balloon animalism. So
you're like the ant from Harry Potter where she blew up. You remember that?
No.
The ant in Harry Potter and like the book number 3 where she blew up into a gigantic balloon because she got all like full of, whatever that spell was. But anyhow, yes.
So this is if you fall out of like the space shuttle, like just like raw dog, like just in regular clothes.
Right. We're talking about no spacesuit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, hopefully you're still wearing your diaper though.
Hopefully. Well, you did just shit yourself, so.
And it's not going to break
off.
If
you just blew up
it's not
like a balloon animal and you got sunburn and like your skin's boiling, maybe shitting yourself is really far down on your list of things that you're self-conscious about.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, you'll just poop and then it'll just like hang off the back of you.
Yep.
Because like, breaking off your turds with your hand is like the least of your concerns at this moment.
Suck my dick space.
Well, and you're
my
going to
turds
be
out there.
You're going to be
going into orbit.
And you're going to be so bloated that you probably won't be able to reach back there anyway.
Oh, it's probably not even going to float out. It's probably just going to get stuck between your bloated butt cheeks.
Probably.
Unless it was like a really, really big turd. But on the spaceman diet, you're not having a big turd.
Yeah.
I love how sick this is.
Yeah. Keep in mind, this hasn't actually happened in real life.
It's what could happen.
It could happen, but this hasn't.
It's what's happened with them throwing poor little doggos out into space.
Imagine it.
I don't think they're throwing them out into space as much as they were simulating.
Oh, okay.
Vacuums on Earth. I'm fairly certain.
Okay.
Yeah. So if no one comes to your rescue, your organs start to shut down and now you're dead. So what happens to your body? This was really interesting to me. So I did say all the stuff that just happened, it's generally what happens if you're not in a spacesuit. If you were in a spacesuit and you just never got rescued and you ran out of oxygen and you died, you would decompose for as long as the oxygen left in the suit lasted. So I guess it depends what else you died from. But then you'd stop decomposing after that oxygen ran out. Otherwise, if you're just out there floating in the void with nothing protecting you, you don't decompose like you would on Earth because there's nothing. Like the stuff that causes decomposition on Earth doesn't exist.
Yeah, I was just wondering that. I was like, would you just like kind of just float and be all like frozen and just be like, just slowly float away?
If
like
you saw the motion picture, motion picture Gravity.
No, I will never see the motion picture Gravity.
I have not seen the motion picture Gravity.
Spoiler alert! I know what happens. Spoiler alert! George Clooney dies.
Cool.
It's like a 10-year-old movie by now, right? Yeah, and that's what happens to him. He floats away. And this is what is happening to George Clooney's body.
Yeah, so basically this is what's happening to George Clooney's body right now.
Yeah, imagine George Clooney the whole time that Justine is describing.
So if your body was near a source of heat, it would mummify. If it's not, it would eventually freeze over time. And then because there's no air in space and you're not decomposing, feasibly your body could just drift around outer space for millions of years looking exactly the same.
Just like George Clooney,
just
like he never ages.
Composed.
Exactly.
He would always just look the same.
Yeah, like, because he's the right actor.
Yeah, he's looked the same as like in the past 20 years, right?
He got a different haircut at some point.
But imagine he's all bloated and there's like a poop trail coming out of his butthole.
Well, that's true. Yeah, you would have to. You're probably not going to look great. Well, unless you were in your spacesuit. If you're in your spacesuit, you'll probably still look like pretty cool.
Yeah.
But if you weren't, you'd be all.
Yeah. Imagine bloated Michael Clayton.
Yeah. All right. So. That was very dark. Let's say you don't get thrown out into space. You're chilling in the space shuttle or whatever. Think you're in the clear? Think again. So actually, Jen just covered a bunch of like really gross stuff that happens in terms of defecating and urinating.
Oh my God.
But
defecating, urinating. You're so nice. Like shitting and pissing. Like, all right, sorry.
Anyway. Anyway, so even if you remain in a pressurized environment with plenty of oxygen to breathe and water to drink and so on, some nasty things can still happen. So without gravity, your bones lose density at a rate about 1% a month.
Wow, that's a lot.
In comparison, elderly people on Earth lose their bone density at a rate of about 1 to 1.5% per year.
Oh my God, you lose 12% of your bone density if you were in space for a whole year.
And rehabilitative exercises once you get back to Earth aren't guaranteed to reverse bone loss that was experienced in space.
Wow.
And you can also lose muscle strength, endurance, and general cardiovascular ability. So that's one of the reasons why they have to follow a very strict exercise and diet regimen.
Yeah.
One of the reasons. Another reason they follow a strict diet regimen is you discussed, Jen.
Well, did you read about Mark Kelly?
Yes.
Mark Kelly and his brother.
About Mark? Yes, how he came back.
Because they're twins.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they did that specifically because they're him and his brother. Is it Mike Kelly, his brother's name?
Yeah, I think it's Mike and Mark. Mike and Mark.
Mike and Ike. So Ike was up there, and then like Mike was down here, and then like Ike comes back down, and they're
the one's name is not Ike.
I know it's not Mike and Ike, but I'm an asshole.
It was Scott because Scott Kelly was the one who had the poop. I found my notes.
Scott Kelly.
Okay.
Scott
well, anyway,
and Mark.
Yeah. So the one that was up in space came back taller because of something to do with without gravity. It's Brock is probably upstairs. He's like, "Come on, I know the answer. I know the answer.
You guys can do it. Come on, guys, you can do it."
It has something to do with like the discs in your vertebrae. Without gravity, they're not. They like. I don't want to say they stretch out. It's just more that they're not being compressed.
Right.
So he came back a couple inches taller, but that reverses, or maybe like an inch, but taller, like noticeably taller. But once you're back on Earth, that reverses itself over time. But I think also some of his DNA had like changed.
What?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I read that.
What?
I don't know how
mutated.
Yeah, I don't know if that's because
did he come back Wolverine?
Yes, he came back Wolverine.
Oh, Hugh Jackman.
I don't know if that's because of. I'm not even going to begin to speculate. Because Brock's going to be mad.
Aliens.
Anyway.
Because aliens, yeah. They're still making episodes of that, by the way. New episodes with the guy, and he still has the hair.
He's still aliens.
He still has the aliens hair.
How much more stuff can they blame on aliens
on the History Channel?
Oh
Not
my God.
I need to plug it or anything because it's ridiculous.
Anyway, Muscle atrophy in people who have gone into space can sometimes be comparable to bedridden people on Earth. And sometimes astronauts can have a hard time standing upright when they return home.
Imagine their dick gets shrinky too.
Probably. Fluids in your body start to gather in your head, and that can cause vision issues because of the pressure being put on your eyes.
Oh.
And meanwhile, your leg circumference will decrease by about 10 to 30% because the fluids have redistributed up to your head.
That's a lot of percent.
Yeah. So you have a big head
and little chicken legs.
Little chicken legs. Chicken lady.
So you're gonna look like a Bratz doll.
I feel like
look like a Bratz doll. Is that what you said, JB?
I did, but no, maybe I'm thinking more of.
No, I think that's the one you're thinking of. Yeah.
Bratz dolls have massive freakish heads and like weird legs. They're lollipops for sure.
Okay.
And then dehydration and then increased bone calcium excretion from the bone loss.
Is this just when you're like living on the space station like normal?
This is what happens to your body when everything's going great.
This is just what you sign up for.
Yeah. So that can cause kidney stones to develop.
Mm-hmm.
Which, ouch. And then
you just have them sucked out into space.
Lance Bass still wants to do this.
Go to space?
Yeah.
Well, he probably doesn't mind.
Well, there are people that want to do this. I don't understand it. This sounds horrifying.
And then radiation can increase your risk of cancer upon return. And astronauts are generally limited in how much time they're allowed to accumulate in space to keep them under a certain amount of exposure.
Mm-hmm.
Probably butchered that bullet. But yeah. So, yes. So even if all conditions remain optimal, there's still a lot of gross stuff that happens to you in addition to the whole bathroom situation.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of risk to be an astronaut that like you don't ever like think or hear about.
No. Well, because it's all like very weird and random. And
do you guys remember the one anecdote about Sally Ride about how they're like, how many tampons do you need?
Oh, yeah.
To go up there? And
they thought it was like 100.
Is 100 okay, Sally?
She's like,
100?
That's like, too many. And they're like, okay, well, just 50. And like,
just like, that's so way
fucking
too
virgins.
Who's idiots? Sally, how heavy is your heaviest flow day?
I just imagine you're changing your tampon every time you turn your head. Just
Sally's so like just like head slapping, like, God damn it, these idiots.
And I wonder if any of those men were the same men who think that women can just like stop and start menstruating at will.
Yeah.
Because there's
can't
like
you
guys
just hold your period for a couple of days?
There's guys that believe that.
The body has the way of shutting that whole thing down.
They think they think that women who like free bleed are being like, they think they can just, well, just don't do that. You're being gross. Well, can't help
it's
it.
It's not like peeing.
They think it is.
That's how babies is made.
People not understanding the body.
Yeah.
Just a little fact. Menstruation is not affected by being in space.
Oh, yeah? Not at all?
Yeah, you have your period the same as normal.
Oh,
that's great.
We need to do like a lot of like a whole menstruation. Because I mean, even though like menstruation, like I don't think anybody should think that that's sick.
Lots of people think it's sick.
Lots of people think it's sick. And I would love to cover menstruation.
Yeah.
Because, like, I mean, period blood, don't get me wrong. I think it's natural and wonderful and great, but it smells and it's disgusting. So I think it's still worthy of coverage. Right?
Yeah, sure.
What?
I don't know. I don't want to talk about period blood.
Why not?
That's where Jen draws the line?
Good. Then I'm going to disgust you. Yes, that's exactly what why we're going to cover it.
You're going to have a hard time getting one of us to agree to collude with you on that subject.
I'm just going to have to go rogue then.
Uh-oh.
It's just all Heather for an hour talk.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Heather just talks about period
I'll
talk.
be like InfoWars. I'll be like, I'll just be like, all right, guys, buy this testosterone supplement and plus his hair loss. Sorry, that was a bad Alex Jones impression.
You know what? I like purposely have never listened to him in my life. So
yeah, nobody ever should.
No idea.
He's an awful, awful human being that should die in a fire.
All I know about Alex Jones is from the character that was inspired by him that was on the most recent season of Homeland. So that's how that is how little I know about Alex Jones.
I haven't watched Homeland past like season 2, I think.
It got this past season, like you have to go through some pretty excruciating. I don't know. I like it a lot.
It gets bad and then it gets good again.
Yeah, this past season was really, really good.
Yeah. Claire Danes. I love her, but
Queen.
like she is so infuriating at times on that show. Just her character, what they make her do.
Yep.
It's just like you definitely want to choke her at times.
Yeah, for a long time there, I was watching it mostly for Mandy Patinkin.
Oh,
and
yeah.
like,
Don't we all?
Yeah.
Mandy is
Who doesn't
such
love him?
like, oh God, he's just like such an
a treasure.
icon. Yeah.
Facts.
Honestly, an American treasure. You know how I don't know if you guys know, but in Japan, they have like these things called like, basically they give people the title of like being like a Japanese like living treasure or whatever. Like we should have those, like Mandy Patinkin is one of those. Definitely a theater Broadway treasure. Anyway, you guys did great. Those both were awesome, and you disgusted me.
Were you disgusted?
Yes, that
Were
was
you
great.
enthralled and delighted and
Yeah.
horrified all at the same time?
I loved it all. It was awesome. Thanks so much.
yeah,
Good
you're
job.
welcome.
Let's go into that's the sickest thing a week in a good way. So that's sick, like little radical, like surfer dude.
Yeah, hang ten.
hang 10 hands.
Don't get bit by a shark.
Don't get bit by a shark.
Oh, please don't.
Don't get flesh-eating bacteria.
Oh God, that's one of my biggest
Actually,
fears.
guys,
Don't
I
eat
stay
it.
off the beach this year. Just fucking stay away from the
I read that
beaches.
it's getting worse because the oceans are warmer, and so it's like down in Florida, there's like an increase in cases of flesh-eating bacteria because the oceans are warmer,
Yeah.
and like so people, are
That is not sick in a good way.
I'm
That's
sorry.
in a bad way. Keep it posy.
It's true, but yeah,
Yeah,
we do need.
sorry.
It's true. It's gross, but we do need to keep it posy. All right, sick in a good way. Anybody got anything?
I mean, I had a really good meal on Saturday when I was in New York.
Oh yeah,
And
what was it?
I mean, I went to this little Mexican place. It was called La Contentos down on the Lower East Side, and I sat at the bar by myself, and it was just like my cocktail was delicious, and then I just got a steak quesadilla, but it was delicious. And they had Brussels sprouts on the menu, so I ordered that as a side, and they were like the best Brussels sprouts I've ever had in my life.
I love a good sprout.
So I was just like sitting there by myself eating, and I just kept going like, oh,
It's so good. I love
It
that.
was just one of those meals.
Taking yourself out to dinner.
Yeah.
I love doing that.
Oh yeah, I actually, when I'm on a work trip, I don't mind.
Oh no.
I don't usually do it at home because I'll just get takeout and eat it at home. But
Yeah.
I hate taking takeout back to my hotel room depresses me. So I go out on adventures and take myself out to eat. Anyway, yeah.
Right.
What you got?
Me?
Got any good stuff?
I don't know. I'm Jesus Christ. Sickest thing in the good week? Oh God. I'm getting drunk. I'm in like 2.5 beers in. It's like towards the end of the podcast.
2.5?
1.5
Oh,
even.
okay.
That's all it is.
Lightweight.
Sickest thing of the week for me was, I don't know, Haywoo Enterprises. I'm painting my paintings and they're doing real good and I'm obsessed with it right now. So it's
They
all
look
doing
really
good.
good. I saw them.
Thanks.
They
Yeah,
look real spooky.
my demon cats. I really am enjoying painting cats. And I like painting cats as demons because that's what they are. They're like just like
Cats are little fucking assholes.
little fucking asshole
I
demon
love them
cats.
so much, but
Oh
I
my
hate
God.
them. They're also the worst.
I love them so much.
When is Bitchcraft?
Bitchcraft is September 22nd.
That
And
might be by the time this episode gets to you
Yeah.
guys.
yeah,
That
so
actually could be
I'm gonna be
very
there.
true.
September 22nd at the David L. Lawrence Convention Center. I should be selling my my kitty paintings. So
So if you want to stalk Heather and give her money,
if you want to shill out some cash for
Yeah.
some original paintings,
I think I might.
yeah,
Jen,
check it out.
sickest thing in a good way?
the best thing I learned this week, I didn't have anything personally very good happen to me this week, but I did learn that the little glass vials that the roses come in at gas stations are for people to smoke crack in. And like, I'm such like a little dipshit summer child that I really thought they were just for romance.
Oh my sweet summer child. Yeah, like there's little. They're like
They'll
At
have
the
them at the
gas
register
station.
and they'll have like the little glass vials with a single rose in. And I thought it was just for people to be spontaneously romantic whenever they are pumping gas or buying cigarettes for their lover.
They're crack pipes.
But they're crack pipes.
yeah, that's how people buy their crack pipes.
I didn't know that either.
Okay,
Yeah.
I feel
so
better.
good. I'm glad you feel better.
Do you remember one time when we went to we were in Asheville, North Carolina. We went to a head shop.
And
And it was the Octopus Garden, and on the tape, I will never forget this.
I have
'cause
a
it's just-
picture of it. Yeah, that says
Yeah.
"Don't say crack pipes."
Yeah, and they would taped a sign taped onto the little I guess the display case. It
Yeah.
said like, "Do not say marijuana, weed, crack pipe." pipe,
Coke spoon.
Coke spoon.
And they did have all of those things there.
They had all those things that you could buy. And it was like, do not say. Just point to what you want.
Cool. Be cool.
Don't be a narc, man.
My favorite thing on that main street in Asheville, though, was that there was a wedding dress store next to like some B&J jewelers. And I was like, that's how you get married.
Yeah.
But
she'll pretty much have to.
Exactly. We've seen the memes.
Well, thanks everybody for joining us. We had a lovely week, and we're so excited that you're with us.
Yeah, we actually, because in real life, we launched the podcast
IRL.
a week ago.
This is the first one we're recording after it's been launched.
That's right. This is the first episode that we've recorded. You're right. Oh, yeah. And so we just released the first 3 a week ago, and we released number 4 yesterday.
Available. Yeah, we're available now on Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts.
That's it.
And that's it.
That's it for now. We have to wait until
a lot, though.
Yeah. I think by the time you hear this,
Podbean. Good old Podbean. Do you have to be fancy to be on? Sorry.
You guys have no idea how often you just like keep talking. Anyway, by the time you hear this, we'll probably be on Spotify also. Because again, you probably won't hear this for like another month and a half after we recorded. But
I hope we're on Spotify.
I think we will. I don't think there's some sort of like initiation.
That's when we're going to make it.
Or anything. Yeah. Yeah. We've actually been very like excited because we've already had like one download from New Zealand. We don't know who that is. So
it's Taika Waititi.
It's probably a spammer.
Yeah, it's a bot.
It's a bot.
Oh, stop it.
I'm going to pretend it's Taika Waititi.
Why would a bot listen to a podcast?
I don't know. Trying to get her information.
Yeah, just to somehow just play us for fools.
Anyway, for the most part, we have some very, very, very supportive friends and family, and then some random other people out in the world. So
thanks, guys.
We feel pretty thankful for
That's
that.
Really
yeah,
awesome.
We love you.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for joining us. Justine, do you want to do the link in bio?
Yeah, link in bio. So, like Heather said, you can subscribe to us now on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Podbean. By now, I hope Spotify or wherever else you found us. Please subscribe, follow, rate, review, all of the above.
But only if it's nice.
Or constructive, at least.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, if you really hated us, go ahead and tweet it at us. That's fine. Just leave our ratings alone.
Yeah, we would appreciate 5-star ratings only, just like an Uber driver.
And speaking of Twitter, you can find us on Twitter at ThatSickPod and on Instagram at ThatSickPodcast. You can visit our website at thatsickpodcast.com or email us at thats.sick.podcast@gmail.com. So,
if you're ever in space, don't forget your pooping gloves, because that's sick.